Hey family, welcome to Family People. I'm Raymond, and this is a very quick look through the latest and greatest Cthulhu Death May Die Forbidden Reaches. Now, I was very tempted to cover this campaign during the actual running of it. It didn't come about, and having just completed my playthroughs for Cthulhu Death May Die Season 3, and prior to me digging into the contents of Season 4, I figured I'd do a quick overview and quick look through the new content that's recently been run as a campaign now on Gamefound, who is now Simon's exclusive crowdfunding platform, and have a look at what we're going to be encountering moving forward in the Cthulhu Death May Die universe. So without further ado, let's have a quick look. Now, there was some interesting observations on the new choice of colours for these tentacle trackers for your players. I don't know if this is the same colours we're now going to get moving forward. I appreciated the fact that the colours were different from Season 1 and 2 to Season 3 and 4. I'm yet hopeful that we may see another set of colours come Season 5 and 6. Rather than sticking to these, it's an odd choice of colouring. Not entirely convinced why they would choose these colours. Otherwise, we're going to get a lot of the same tokens and content that we are very used to and accustomed to now. So we've got our investigator boards, we've got our map tiles, we've got our episode boxes and our great old ones. So very much sticking to the same formula of 6 episodes, 2 elder ones, any number of investigators, which we can see being displayed here. Love the fact we've got an investigator in a wheelchair. Excellent. Loving the fact we've got the twins. We'll have a look at those in a bit more detail shortly. We've got our very accustomed tokens, and so we've got tunnels and stairs. We've got our mythos cards, obviously pertaining to the episodes and the elder ones. We've got our tracker board. Interestingly, not actually seeing the unknown monster tracker that sits alongside this, but I presume that'll be in there somewhere. I think it's just trying to fit it all on the screen as best they can to show it all off. We've got obviously our life tokens, our random disperse tokens, which are a nice addition, primarily used for the unknown monsters, but it can be used as well when you've gotten particularly au fait and used to where the great elder ones are appearing. You can use this to mix that up as well. We've got our insanities and of course our brand new relics to come, and this here is a new and certainly for me an exciting addition. I don't know whether it is for everyone. I'm appreciative of having this. This is the ability to add campaign play to your game. So the idea of being able to string together 3 episodes and in the same format as everything else with Cthulhu Death May Die. This is designed to be absolutely modular. So you can use any episode across the whole of Season 1 through to 6 and the unlocked stretch goal boxes. So the unknowable box, the unspeakable box, whatever the boxes that we'll get with this one. And forbidden box, I guess. And this means, we just really helps to unlock another layer of playability. So really excited to see what that brings. And let's have a quick look at some of the additional content that we'll be getting. I'm loving the fact we've got some new sculpts for cultists. Always appreciate that. We've got obviously then beyond that a heck of a lot more monsters beyond just the great old ones or elder ones that we'll be facing off against. Okay, so new content through the wilderness and mysterious places. So obviously new locations, new tiles, very similar to what we've had in the past, very similar to the shape and design, but all new artwork effectively. But this is a really key for me, is the ability, we're having new skills for the investigators. So we've all gotten very, very used to now, and we must have a good 50 plus investigators that have got their stock selection of skills that we've seen and come to know and love around sort of things like stealth and arcane mastery and things like that. What this now gives us is a whole bunch of new skills being unlocked with the new investigators that we'll see being brought to the game moving forward. So very excited to see what these bring and how they change up the interaction with the game, as well as, of course, the new investigators, and each as normal having their own unique abilities and skills. As well as, of course, new insanities and relics. As always, loving the artwork of that. So we've got a trident, trekking pole, striped headdress, scarab bracelet, antique shield, golden locket, hip flask, crossbow whip, and ancient manuscripts. And here we go. This is the thing. So campaigns introduced overriding a story composed of 3 acts, each played during a different episode, enriched with evolving challenges. So the idea that I've heard is that the as you move from Act 1 to Act 2, the baddies will become harder. You'll have a level of being able to retain some of the skill ups and the goodies that you've required from Act 1 into Act 2. To what extent that is, I'll be interested to see. And then obviously you come to the big finale. It's recommended that you do stick to the same Elder One for consistency purposes throughout, but obviously you can change up that Elder One. It is entirely up to us how we manage that. So we've got the Forbidden Reaches box. So in typical fashion, we've got the 10 different investigators that we'll see come with those. We've got 26 cultists and monsters, so 10 more occultists. And yeah, I really like these results. These designs, I think they remind me of the King in Yellow. Yeah, particularly I think this, yeah, with sort of the kind of the half-faced cowl and the guns. Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see if these new cultists then add that ranged attack by default. Be an interesting mix-up. Other monsters then added in, and I think again it's an interesting one for me, right? I mean, I play, as you've seen now. I will include those unknown monsters. I like the fact they add that bit more to the gameplay mechanics, make it a bit more of a challenge, as well as then having the relics that make it a bit easier, make it a bit more interesting in terms of tactics to how do you use those. So I'm all for the monsters, and I think it's really helped to open up a bigger avenue, I guess, a bigger scope for Simon, including more monsters within the boxes that we've got moving forward. But at the same time, they're not the same as adding the old one, right? In terms of the gameplay difference, they're not the same as adding in the older one, which obviously adds in the mythos cards, etc., etc. So it's a lesser effect, but one for me personally that I welcome and enjoy. So yeah, we've got some lots of mix of monsters. I guess some of these I'm thinking they kind of remind me a bit of, you know, some of what we've already seen, I guess, to a degree, in these unknown monsters. So these are very much like the Serpent Men. So you get 5 of those. These very much, I can't remember now what they're called, but you know, sort of the new little dudes that we got in season 3. And likewise, this one, the mummified Tiog, you know, that to me is very much similar to the unnameable, right? So, yeah, again, we'll see in terms of the actual gameplay mechanics on what and how it changes up and mixes with the game. We'll see. Be interested to see. So we've got Yig, and I know the community was very excited to see Yig come and join the fray. Coming with progeny of Yig. So we've got 2 of those as well. And then we have Gatanotor. Gatanotor. There we go. Again, comes with that own little mini summoning board here. So yeah, very, very different again. And I really like that. I really, really enjoy the variety that the great old ones bring. Really helps to make that game and the difference playing the sort of different episodes and that additional level of replayability. And of course, then all our new stories and episodes, and you can see we're much more all over the globe. You know, we've got the pyramids, we've got the ice caps, we've got docks, got a whole range of locations around the globe. So yeah, really interested and excited to see these coming to the table. Yeah, here we go. Look, so we've got these tentacle stations again. Personally, I'd like to hope that these colours will be changed. We'll see, right? Unknown monster cards, yep. Insanity, yeah, and we've got 3 examples for campaign cards, and I think there was some more campaign cards added as well. So yeah, interested in those. These, on the other hand, are new. These mystic tokens. So we've got a prototype of the rulebook online that's available if you go and have a look at the Gamefound crowdfunding page. There's a link to that there. So mystic tokens used by many effects, but they don't have any inherent effect. Can only be used in the way that's specified by those effects. Some effects give mystic tokens to an investigator and usually allow them to spend these tokens to gain benefit. Other effects place these tokens on other components or on cards. Each effect specifies how the tokens are used. Okay, so it's a whole bunch of different tokens, coloured, and then we can use them in our gameplay. So it might be an investigator says that will gain, here we go, so mystic mending, as we can see here. So after any roll, if you've rolled an elder sign, gain a mystic token. Discard a mystic token as a free action to heal 1 stress and 1 wound from 1 investigator in your space. Presumably that can be you as well. I'm sure we'll see that updated when that comes out as the final picture. So that's one of the new skills we've now got in addition to arcane mastery. So you may count 1 elder sign as a success, as we've seen before. So this is mixing up. So they've added in, and in fact I hadn't realized, I hadn't appreciated that. So they've not only created 6, as I understand it, brand new skills, but they've added them into the pool of existing skills. Now I did see there is a chap, and I'll share a link in the comments below, that has published the ability to effectively just add this strip. So you can start using these new skills now and mixing them in with your existing investigators. So you just basically lay that track over your existing investigator board, and you can use those skills now whilst we're waiting for seasons 5 and 6 to land. So yeah, very excited to give those a look. And then there is an additional section at the back of this rulebook around a bit more information on these particular skills. So it's nice again seeing that they've added that in. Some of the skills particularly you can get a bit confused over what quite happens in this scenario, etc, etc, but no, very good. Okay, so this is then going on to the big thing, and I don't know how I feel about this, right? And this was kind of the big surprise ahead of the day 1 release of the campaign, including Godzilla taking on Cthulhu. I don't know, I'm not feeling excited right now about it. I can kind of understand it, I kind of get it. Yeah, I'll be interested to see what actually comes out. Have I gone for it? Of course I've gone for it, right? There's my pledge. Yeah, so you can see, I didn't need to go into the details, but yeah, so we've got the art. I'm going for the art book as well as the promo sculpt as a variation, and then they've got the King of Monsters reward, so I'll be going for the big guy, and obviously then all the extras. So yeah, I'll be excited to have this stood behind me with my Galactus and Cthulhu. There we go, if I lean to the side, so you can see I've got those guys up there. So yeah, he'll be added to my shelf collection, as it were. Right, but it's a hard decision for some, and I very much appreciate that, right? It's a big decision. It's a lot of shelf space, and in an environment that is always clamoring for space, it's an ask, okay? But I am excited. I'm excited for this. This is what I'm really excited for, I have to say. And I appreciate that people out there have said, you're going to get this to the table once, you'll play it and you go, oh yeah, that was nice. And then it's just going to sit back there on the shelf, taking up room. Okay, I get that. But you know what? I'm happy for that. I'm happy for that. I'll get it painted up. It will look nice on my shelf. I'm happy to have it there. Okay, so we've got a Cthulhu versus Godzilla actual episode, and you can team up, as I understand it, with Godzilla to try and take down Cthulhu. That sounds amazing. And then there is, of course, then the scenario where you are up against Godzilla, so you can face off against the monster himself. There we go. So you've got your locations around, you've flown to him on a plane, and you're trying to take him down, or you can try and survive, aid Godzilla in the ultimate fight. Look at that. Look at that. You can't tell me that's not going to look freaking awesome on a table. That's amazing. Yeah, I'm excited for that. Okay, so not so excited about Godzilla, but I'm excited for that. So yeah, I'll be excited to get this to the table and get that played through. So in addition to this information, there are some more in-depth updates available on Gamefound, where they'll dig in a bit more into the individual investigators and their particular skills and abilities. And I know I've run through these in a lot more detail in the season 3-4 campaign for Cthulhu Death May Die. If that is something you're interested in, please leave a comment below, let me know, and I'll be more than happy to put that back into place and undertake that effort and get that out there and recorded. But otherwise, of course, all this information is here and available. Do like the new minis and the firemen. Love the twins from The Shining, right? Yeah. So I don't know some of these characters, but I don't have a framework for. Some of them I do. So yeah, if you know who these characters are representative of, then yeah, whack it in the comments below, let me know. I'd be interested to look them up and find out more about these guys. But otherwise, as always, looking forward to getting these investigators to the table and finding out how these play. Yeah, so we've got those investigator updates, and then in addition to those, we have also got additional specific updates covering off. Excuse me, so I've got somebody at the door in typical fashion. We got cultists covering off. We've got an update specifically covering off the Forbidden Reaches monsters. There we go. So yeah, really liking the artwork on there. I'd really like to have an updated artwork book. I mean, you saw there I've added. Why am I editing my pledge? Go away. What am I doing? Revert changes. Is that it? Yeah, I think. Hide items. Anyway, see items. Yeah, so I've added in the season 1 and season 2 art book. And I really, for me personally, I love art books. I'd like them to do another art book and have all this wonderful artwork, and you know, they've got tons of locations and all the rest of it. Yeah, I'd like to see them in a book, and in particular as a frame of reference when you're painting up these minis. I love it. I'll try as much as I can. I'll try and stick to original paint schemes and colours for my games. And then we've got the unknown monsters that have been added to the fray. Really loving the artwork on some of these, the attention to detail, just kind of where they're sort of leaning around and utilising the terrain pieces. I really like that. I appreciate, and I think there's been a significant move just in general in the marketplace, right, in terms of having these decorated bases and just really leaning into what you can do with miniatures and figures with that additional scenery element. And yeah, I think it makes such a difference compared to now. You know, these things look quite dated. As I heard somebody else reflect on YouTube the other week. And so yeah, it's quite interesting. You know, you get these flat, no terrain at all. Yeah, and they really do look quite dated nowadays. Anyway, yeah, what is that? I mean, none of these things look cute and cuddly, did they? Really? Then we get into the elder ones themselves. We've got Yig. And yeah, I found it quite interesting actually. The difference, there was a stark difference between Azathoth and Tsathoggua in the core box for season 3, and if you watch those playthroughs, you'll see just how different they are to defeat and overcome from a gameplay perspective. So yeah, excited to see what these new Elder Ones bring to the fray. Particularly this whole new board that he's bringing to track against. Wow. And Gorg. Here we go, horror track. There it is. So each investigator takes 1 wound and loses 1 sanity. I mean, this is the thing. I think this is the thing. The sanity is the kicker for me. That's yeah, that hurts, right? When you're bleeding out sanity, wounds you can heal. Sanity, there is no coming back from. Now, whether they've included something that will counter that, I'd be interested to see. So in addition to that, then we've got our insanities and our relics. We've got new insanities now. Restless limbs, man, that's something I suffer from. That's narcolepsy. Okay, yeah, can't sleep in the insomnia. Contradictories, love it. Conspirational thinking and chronophobia, fear of time. Okay. Claustrophobia, which we've seen as a condition. So yeah, now making it as a full-blown insanity. Monomania. Yeah. And then a whole bunch of new relics to be added to the game. I'm really enjoying having the relics. I think it does make a difference. It does make a difference certainly in terms of the gameplay, but also how you're actually going to utilize those and make sure you really optimize their utilization in the gameplay. Really enjoying that. And then of course we've got our episodes, and I appreciate this is a very quick flick through the new content to come, very much focusing on the core box for season 5. We've got our new episodes to come, and I'm surprised there wasn't a direct link to the campaign information with a bit more information on that. But yeah, I think there's probably 3 or 4 different campaigns now that they ended up including in the across the campaign. So across the crowdfunding. So yeah, be interested to see what they bring. But yeah, let me know below your thoughts, your comments. What do you think about Godzilla? What do you think about the colour of those gnarly flipping tentacle tokens? Why they've gone with that colour compared to the original colours that we used they really popped. They were vibrant, they were brilliant, really beautiful. And whilst I appreciate having different colours, it's an odd selection of colours. Don't give us the same again, Seymour. Give us some different colours. So yeah, let me know your thoughts, your comments below. And I'll put a link in there to the new skills that we can effectively, as a community, start using now whilst we're waiting for all this brand new richness and goodness to hit our tables. Otherwise, as always, folks, thank you very much for watching. That was a very quick run through some of the new content we are going to be seeing in the new campaign. Really excited to see that. And of course, as always, as soon as that lands, I will absolutely be doing a full in-depth unboxing, showing you in detail the new minis, going through all the details and the new investigators, etc. But if you do want me to go through some of this information on the campaign a bit more depth, and some of maybe the new stretch goals and the additional investigators unlocked, yeah, just let me know in the comments and I'll be more than happy to go through that. Otherwise, just say thank you as always for watching. If you've liked this video, please hit that like button. If you want to encourage me to do more content, please hit that subscribe. It really does encourage me. Otherwise, ta-ta for now.